Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. I've just laid a few figures out just to help me talk about tonight's episode of Mandalorian, which is technically episode 17. It's episode 1 of season 3, obviously, but if you're going by chapters or whatever, it's number 17. I can't remember seeing that at the beginning of the episode. I trust they did do that. Right, moving on. It was a great episode, really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Where can I begin other than I have laid out a few things here, like I say. In the background there, that's by Ian Butler of IB 3D, a brilliant custom 3D printed and hand painted forge. The armorer's forge. Now she was back. It was a great introduction. There was like a baptism of a foundling. Brilliant. You know, whoever that kid is, the luckiest child on TV. You know what I mean? To be in a Star Wars thing would just be monumental anyway, but to be in the Mandalorian and at that age or whatever, but anyway, that was great. Good on him. So there you are. So we had a whole congregation of the Mandalorians. There she is. We saw the armorer. Really interesting, but before the celebration or the ceremony could be complete, a huge crocodile creature that reminded me of Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 came out of the water. Massive battle, all the Mandalorians teamed together to try and kill it. But then, boom, Din Djarin came with his N1 Starfighter, or customized N1 Starfighter. The figure I've got of Din Djarin here is the one from that snow planet. I actually just finished watching season 2 of Mandalorian last week. In fact, I finished the last episode last night, just in time for today. And that episode is crazy with that mad snow creature. There's another 3D printed piece over there. That freaky spiders. Anyway, so he came out and he blew up or destroyed the creature, so its guts going everywhere. Then we cut to a conversation between these two, and she reminded him the situation of, you take off your helmet, you're banished from the creed, or you go against the creed and you're out. But reminder of the resolution of going to the mines of Mandalore to bathe in the waters of the whatever. This is the way. She said that you can do that and then you're fine. But to talk about the toxicity of the planet, as you remember in the book of Boba Fett, you saw what those, God, I'm panning everywhere here. I'm covering everything I'm talking about. Those TIE bombers on the planet there, it was crazy. It looked very nuclear. And they blitzed the surface in the night of 1,000 tears of Mandalore. But he showed a piece that he bought from a Jawa that was supposedly, you'll never believe what you're being told by people, from the surface of Mandalore, and he questioned if it was going to be toxic or poisoned on the planet. But anyway, there was that. Brilliant episode. And then he goes into hyperspace, I think that was next. And he ends up in Navarro. People are talking about these whale creatures. Now, I thought it was just an optical illusion and it looked like whales floating, but you could tell it was a creature. And I got flashbacks. I'd seen something similar from something before. I'd seen organic creatures floating in space. Now, I believe it was the Clone Wars I saw something like that. But I went on IDB... what? IB? No, I didn't. I went on Wikipedia to see where they had appeared, and it looks like they were all over Rebels. And they've been mentioned here, there, and everywhere. But... he's looking at them in fascination. I've forgotten the name of the whale, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to put it on the screen. But that was interesting. And I could have sworn there was something with Anakin Skywalker. I'm sure he was in a Y-Wing or something. Maybe I'm wrong. And he was by some organic life forms floating in space. Maybe I've got that wrong, but I don't know. So that's that. He gets to Navarro, and it makes me love this figure a lot more. I never liked this figure of Grief Karga because we all wanted the season 1 figure, but I like the way he looks now. He's even more magistrational. That's not even a word. He looks more like a supreme magistrate, and he is a supreme magistrate. Looks really like Henry VIII, kind of like with his impressive chain, and you see even more changes on Navarro. You did see a school in season 2 of Mando, but now it's prosperous. There's droids walking around giving you spiels on the town, and it's prosperity. You see a band playing as well. I love that. That was great, and it kind of mixed in with the music, or intertwined with the music that was the score of the track of the of what you were watching anyway. The score. I watched Mr. H's review. He said a couple of things which I don't know if it's been verified, something about there being a new composer now. That means Ludwig is out. I hope that's not the case. He was brilliant. Why would they get rid of him? And also he said that somebody was voiced by Christopher Lloyd. I've looked into that. I don't think we've seen his character. Which brings me to this guy. So they have a chat, obviously. Mando and Greef are talking, then they get interrupted by a droid. Apparently there's pirates that have arrived. Not this guy, but he is a pirate that is of the Nikto species. Now, don't get mixed up with, what's he called now? Oh, I've just realised I've got him here. He was beneath me. Hondo Anaka. He is definitely Weequay species. This guy is a Nikto, and that's what this new pilot dude was called. He was really cool, man. He reminded me, it's funny that Mr. H mentioned Christopher Lloyd, because when I was looking at this guy, or whoever was playing him, I was getting flashbacks of, it reminded me so much of Flea. Now, we've already seen Flea in the Kenobi series. He was that kind of bounty hunter guy or the kidnapper of Princess Leia Organa. His mannerisms and everything just reminded me of somebody I've seen before. I'd love to see who it was playing him. But still, so he was there, bit of a shootout. I love the fact that he was taking no nonsense. And then you had Mandalorian right behind him, saying, is there a problem here? Bit of a shootout, and he makes off, almost, tell your mates, this ain't no place, you're to come back. There's no more business. That's a school now. You're not to go in there. Clear off. And that is that. They have a meeting in the office next, I think. And then the reason I've got IG-11 in the background is because there's a statue of him. It's really cool. A statue in the main square, should we say, the plaza. And it isn't completely replicated. Apparently parts of it are the original piece. And that's interesting, because he did get obliterated, and any parts of him I thought would have landed in the lava. However, the top section is him, and Mando says he wants him. He wants to use him, obviously, for getting onto Mandalore. If it's toxic, he can send a droid in as a scout party, I guess. He trusts him. But it was interesting, when they turned him on, the chapter 7 of the something about destroying said asset, which is a flashback from season 1, which is what he was chanting when he was shooting up that, speaking of Niktos, shooting up that Nikto town. He was on his way to get the child, wasn't he? The asset has to be terminated, whatever. But so he defaults to his previous program, and he's trying to kill Grogu. Interesting. But then Mando starts shooting him and turns him off. But then we go to another segment when he takes him to a droid shop, and I really like this with Boba Fett. Oh, by the way, the reason I've got him in the background is because you saw Constable Zuvio, and that is not Constable Zuvio, but it just looked like him a little bit. It's a 5 POA figure kind of thing as well. My Constable Zuvio was packed away with the rest of my sequel stuff. But that was cool, seeing him hanging around in the town in the background. The Zuvium will be pleased with that. So they go to a droid shop. We see Babo Frick, or whatever he's called. And then it was brilliant. Little Grogu is trying to hug him. It was so funny, because he's like saying to him, bad baby. It was just brilliant. I mean, I did not like, really, The Rise of Skywalker, but I did like Babo Frick. He was awesome. And it was just a really funny sequence. Loved it. Where did we go then? After that, they go to, bloody asteroid chase in space. Just going to go over here so we can film this. This is a brilliant piece. It's got a light fixed into it as well. Ian Butler of Ian Butler's Display Accessories, if you want to. Ian Butler of IB3D, if you want to look up who made this. Also in the background here, a lot more organisation on the shelves. We've got the whole Rogue One and some of New Hope sorted now. These shelves are in. They're just dumped there temporarily. I need to fill those shelves. I'm thinking about putting my Mandalorian stuff there. So there's an asteroid chase, which was awesome. Brilliant pilot. It makes you wonder, are these guys force sensitive? Is there going to be a big twist that the Mandalorians, because they're such proficient warriors. We like to think that anyone can tap into the Force, but these guys in particular are acting like Force sensitive. He's such a good pilot. Nothing can stop this guy. He's brilliant. So that's the Mandalorian, and he was great, and the asteroid chase was great. After which, I believe, we then go and visit Bo-Katan. She's just sat in a castle, and she's all on her own, man. It's a planet called God Damn It. It's not called God Damn It. I'm just saying that to myself. I should have made some notes. God damn it. It began with the letter C, I think. Kora or something like that. But anyway, it's in the Mandalore system. It's obviously habitable, and she's there. It reminded me a little bit of that planet. One of the planets in Andor, the one where they had the eye, because it looked like Wales or somewhere, you know, that kind of rugged landscape with green, but it had an ocean in front of it, which is quite interesting. So a little bit of a mescla of stuff we've seen before, but she was in a castle, and he's talked about joining her. Can't wait to see where we go after this, because obviously the situation is that she needs his Darksaber, and that's the thing about the episode, man. I've watched it twice. The first time I watched it, I didn't hate it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I was frustrated because I just sat there thinking, I want more. But that's the way it should be. If you watch something and you think, oh, sod this. Like, I mean, Bad Batch, I ain't into it, man. I watched the first 2 episodes. I've not gone back. It's not hooking me. This will hook me. I'll be back next week to watch this. But, you know, the BOE absolutely loved it. He sent me this message. He loved it. And it was good, but it's just annoying, innit, man? And then when this season's over, we're going to have to wait probably another 2 years to get something else. So, sorry to be negative, man, but it's just the truth. But that's good in a way, man. It's interesting, isn't it? So, I think I've said everything I need to say. That is it. You had a crocodile, an asteroid chase. You saw this guy's Navarro and what he's been doing there. It actually makes me want to go to Galaxy's Edge even more, what I saw today in that. You saw pirates. Not this guy, but someone similar to him. In fact, of this species, Nicto regular. He had a flat, shiny nose like this guy. An asteroid chase. I've said that. We went to see Bo-Katan, and now just bring it on, man. Bring it on. I'm going to do a separate video on timelines, because that's a whole other issue. There's been some stuff mentioned in the press, or whatever you want to say about that, what Favreau said, but that is another topic for another day. Thank you for watching this roundup. It's just a bit spontaneous. I thought I'd just film it and mark the occasion. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. This is the way. Out.